Welcome back, everyone. Russell Crowe in a moment, but first, two of New Zealand's most successful musicians. The fact is, it's kind of hard to make money out of music. First, you have to be brilliant. Then people have to like your particular style of brilliance. Then you have to convince a record company of your brilliance. Then you have to get radio play. Then, maybe then, you can sell some CDs and get about $3 a pop. And then you tour, staying in breeze block motels and playing in bars with beer-soaked carpet. Although that's not the case for everyone. Sonia de Vries joined Bic Runga and Neil Finn as they hit day 5 of their 16-day tour and asked them why they're doing it.
It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon in Invercargill, in the lovely grounds of Anderson Homestead. A crowd of 1,100 is expected to soak up the dulcet tones of Bic Runga, and she's got a nasty bout of food poisoning.
Performing is really, it's my bread and butter, you know, like that's my job, you know, it's actually work, and so we're professional about it.
Something quite extraordinary, my soul jumped to a start. Blood to the extremities runs cold from my blue, blue heart.
This tour's old school, 9 bodies on stage, real musicians playing real music. The piano player looks kind of familiar.
I recognise the value in having other people to push you along and to stimulate you and inspire you. Make you perform ultimately. If you respect the people you're playing with, you really want to perform well for them.
They're already world famous in New Zealand. Neil Finn's released 34 albums.
So tired, I feel so uninspired.
Bic Runga's first 2 albums sold over 300,000 copies. Shayne Carter, formerly of Straight Jacket Fits, has been described as New Zealand's greatest, most natural rock star.
But I don't think of Shayne as the greatest, most natural rock star in the country because I come in a band with him and, you know, sitting around backstage with him. But I suppose he probably is, yeah.
Ah, yes, backstage and vans, the less glamorous side of small-town touring.
No, I'm feeling a bit drained at the moment after an arduous drive across the crushingly boring Canterbury Plains. Sorry, Canterbury.
In the girls' van, it was a little different.
We just got up earlier and just stole one of the vans and went to Christchurch on our own, just the 3 of us. And yeah, it was really fun. We listened to Madonna.
Yes, it was in a van, yes, with a grumpy driver and this sort of ever-encroaching silence spreading awkwardly between the 4 doors.
Then sound check, perform, sleep, and do it all over again.
If I had you.
I've seen musicians burn out, and I can see them just about to burn out as well, because I know what that feels like. And yeah, it's no one gig is that important, I think, especially when you're trying to break a record, you know, you sort of think, oh, this one thing, if I just do this one thing, it might break.
Everything that we made has long been overrun.
For veterans like these, you'd think touring would be a breeze, but it's loaded. When you're promoting a new CD, a bad turnout jeopardises album sales. Neil Finn was just 15 on his first tour as support for Split Enz.
I remember having to get up at before the dawn in Auckland at a motel to fly to Dunedin, and it was one of the most exciting feelings I've ever had, really. Feeling of anticipation, jumping on a plane. I don't think I'd been on many at that point. And here I was opening up at the Dunedin, at the Regent Theatre in Dunedin, at which point I came out quite nervously, obviously with a piano and just me and playing piano, and said, "Good evening, Christchurch." And that made the paper in the review the next day, actually, and they were quite critical of me.
A band's release has to go 2.5 times platinum. That's nearly 40,000 copies before a musician sees a cent. Only 6 New Zealand bands got there last year, and Bic was one of them. But quite obviously, it's more than just the money.
There's always a fascination with what might be around the corner in terms of collaboration, really. I think that's the key for me.
The rewards of the music, far transcend, the number of zeros in my bank account.
The reason for doing any of this at all is because I've been at it for so long that I want to see how far it will go. I really want to see what will happen, actually. It's just more curiosity than anything else.
When all the stargazes bloom and throw the stars around the room.
At 30, there's still a lot of curiosity left.